Now guys, how is it going? So, few things coming up in this week's video. So, of course, on Instagram I asked you all what you were struggling with contest prep. And I said that we'd have a little go at answering some of your questions, so I'm going to answer those towards the end of the video. But first of all, we're up at LS-TEN today, which is my place of work. I know some of you might have visited before for our freestyle jams. Today we've got our first weekly freestyle session, which I'm really excited about. Hopefully we're going to get a few new people in and on the freestyle. We've got some boards for people to try. We're going to be doing a few trick tips and just informal stuff like that, nothing too serious, bit of music, and just see how it goes. So the aim is to kind of build a hub for freestyle in the UK. I think one of the main things that puts people off freestyle eventually is that sometimes it can be difficult finding people to skate with. I mean, you go to a skate park and it's rare that you're going to see another freestyler to skate with. And I think sometimes maybe that means that retention rates kind of drop off a little. Maybe people kind of get a little bit fed up of skating by themselves. Hopefully, with a weekly session, providing that consistency will mean that we get people into freestyle and keep them into it and enjoying it as well, because I've got people to skate and learn with. We'll see how it goes. Super excited. I've got some coaching to go downstairs and run now. I've got a dude coming in for a lesson. I've got to do that. We'll get into the freestyle session, not jam session, and then I'll be answering your contest queries as well. We also have new Terra Firma stickers. I stole the Northern Soul logo because nothing is original anymore. Loads of cool stuff coming up with Terra Firma soon and some new products as well. Alex, give me a trick.
Oh, just got it.
It's alright, is it? Yeah man, straight in out of the car.
She's rolling down frozen starboard streets.
Yeah man. This is Ed. No, Ed. Oh, so how long have you been skating freestyle now, man?
About half a year.
Nice, nice. So what is it about freestyle that you wanted to get into?
I mean, it just looks really cool, and it's something that you can do pretty much anywhere because you don't need any ramp. Way more complicated.
Woo! That's right, dude. You got this one. Yep. Solid, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's your name? Where do you come from?
Well, my name is John. I come from Leeds.
Yeah. I had that as well, man. Now then guys, how are we doing? So thanks for coming down. What are your names?
I'm Toby.
Yep.
And I'm Matt.
Awesome. So what made you want to get into freestyle and give it a try?
It's quite a lot of fun and it's easy to do with.
Cool, cool, nice one, nice one. What about you, Sen, Matt?
Yeah, I think the accessibility.
Sure.
Just the fact that you just go out and do it, and having you guys here, you know, watching you guys is like a bit of an inspiration. It's just something fun to do.
Awesome. Thanks for coming down, guys. Nice one. Cool. So what's your name, man?
Elijah.
Awesome. So what made you want to try freestyle out today?
It just looks really fun. It's nice and, well, it looks simple, but it's definitely hard.
The same, man. That's one thing that like I figured out like after a while that it's actually really hard, you know.
Yeah,
but
it's still fun though.
too right, dude. So what are you working on today?
Spacewalk.
Spacewalk stage. Do you reckon you could show us where you're up to? Let's have a look. You got him, man. Go on, dude, that's coming on. That's it, we're getting the swing going.
Ready, race? Go.
Oh, go on. Now, guys, thanks for coming down today. What are your names?
Martin.
Cool, just for the camera. And Matt, what's your name?
Ivan.
Cool, so Martin and Ivan, just so the guys at home know. So what made you want to try freestyle out?
We saw it and we thought we'd give it a go, see what was different, and
Sure.
see if it helped my balance a bit.
Fair play, nice one, nice one. So you've been working on a few different tricks and things like that. How does it compare to normal skateboarding, do you think, in terms of difficulty?
You have to like where you're gonna put your feet a lot more.
Sure. So it's a bit different in terms of balance points. Yeah, nice,
For me, it's
man.
harder on my knees. Oh, it's challenging. It's a real leg workout.
Too right. See, I've seen you both working on a few tricks, so do you reckon it's something that you'd get into? Do you think it's something you'd keep trying?
Yeah, I think mixing it up.
Yeah,
See
sure.
what we get every time.
Nice one.
You know, then we can skate everything.
Too right. Spawn. Cheers, guys.
What you're doing there, that's something.
Rad, so that's our first weekly freestyle session. It was really good to see some new faces out and people trying freestyle boards and actively saying they wanted to go and buy one themselves so that they could kind of carry on with their freestyle journey, which is amazing. I'm really stoked on that. Hopefully there'll be more of that coming up. I didn't get a whole lot of filming done because I'm, you know, kind of running around helping people out. But yeah, thanks to everyone who came. So I did say that I was going to answer your contest questions. So I posted up on my Instagram story, said, look, if there's things you're struggling with, let me know. Let me see if I can help you. Competing is hard work. And if you're completely new to it, it can be pretty scary getting into it. I know that I struggled with my nerves really bad, so hopefully this can help people out a little bit. Now I'm going to be going by Instagram names here, not for any other reason other than that just seems to be how we do things now. Freestyle Faber, how do you choose a song? Is there an optimal BPM? So an optimal beats per minute. The short answer is there is an optimal BPM, but it completely depends on your own skating. So I think it was Per Wellander, he planned his runs out and chose songs that matched the speed at which he skated almost exactly to the same BPM. So you can go that far. However, I think the best thing to do is to choose a song that, if you skate fast, is reasonably quick, and if you skate slow, choose a song that's reasonably slow. Try not to do it the other way around. If you know you skate a little bit slower and then you skate to a really fast song, it's just not going to work. So you need to try and pick something that matches the speed at which you skate. Now when I'm picking a song, I like to pick something with a bit of a build up, so I can warm up with a few tricks first and then get into some rolling lines, and that really helps with the structure of my run, but can also accrue points in a contest. Okay, so next question from Beard Lux Skate. What's the best strategy to pick up tricks and combos, and how do you drill consistency for competition? Best strategy for picking up tricks and combos, depending on, I'm assuming that we mean which ones we're going to use in our run. I try and go for things that I know are consistent, but then I also throw in a few things that are either original tricks or newer things that I've been working on. That doesn't mean necessarily that the completely new tricks are, you know, have never ever been seen before. It might just be something new that I'm working on. So I'll basically create a list of tricks, everything that I'm happy with at the minute that I like, and then I'll take a selection of those tricks, put them into my run. I will draw my run out, literally writing each trick in like, you might have seen me post it before, I'm almost drawing a diagram of how my run is going to look, and that helps me rehearse it. So I'm not just going to rehearse the physical side of my run, drilling it and skating it, I'm going to rehearse it up here. I'm going to run through it in my mind as many times as I can so I know every single part of that run inside and out. Now in terms of drilling consistency, people do this in a number of ways. One way that I like to do it is I'll break my run down into 3 separate segments, and then I'll drill all those segments separately before I start putting them together as one. For me, I want to be able to land a trick 5 times in a row, but you can do it 10 times, 20 times, however many times you want. Generally though, I'll be drilling my consistency. I'll do each trick from my run 5, maybe more times. Then I'm going to practice all the separate elements. When it comes to drilling the run itself, the way I do this is I'll go through my entire run, mistakes and everything, stop for a few minutes, almost like at a contest, so if you're waiting for the other skaters, then I'll go again. And I'll keep doing that over and over and over to get as comfortable and familiar with my run as possible. Hope that helps. So from Freya's skate, I don't know how to choose a song that matches my skating. Any tips? Pretty much like I said, it's about choosing a song that works for how you skate, but on another note, you want to pick a song that you aren't going to hate after you've listened to it over and over and over again while you drill your run. I tend to go with a song that I know that I enjoy listening to, that makes me feel good, that gets me amped up, because that's going to make me feel better when I'm skating in my run. It's a case of, you know, do you compete better when you feel good or when you feel bad? So I try and amp myself up, get myself as stoked as possible for that run, which is why I choose songs that either mean something to me or that just make me feel good. So from Yannick Mossmans, cheers for your question, Yannick. This one is it worth to learn to do combos in time with the music? It kind of is. A well thought out, practiced run that fits with the music is going to get you more points than one that doesn't fit with the music whatsoever. If you can coordinate your run to the music, that is going to get you additional points. However, I would say don't put too much stress on it, purely because if something goes wrong in your run and every single trick is perfectly choreographed to each beat of the song, a mistake will throw you off. So what I like to do is I like to coordinate certain parts of my run with the music. The introduction, for example, my first few tricks are always choreographed with the music, just because that gets my confidence up as well, okay? So the short answer is, yeah, it's a good thing to do, but try not to put too much pressure on it, okay? Here's a question from Mike Masisco. Cheers, Mike. How do you de-stress before your run? Do you start with the easy stuff or go ham ASAP? Good question, man. So the first part of that question, how do you de-stress before your run? There's a number of things I do. Now, some of these are things that I've picked up along the way. Some of them I actually went to hypnotherapy for my contest nerves, because I was super nervous before contests and it hammered my performance a lot of the time, made it really difficult. So there's a few things I do from there. But first of all, you might have heard me say before, don't watch other people's runs. We all want to support each other, and that's really important in freestyle. But if you're watching other people's runs before you go up, if the skater before you has a perfect run, you're going to feel more nervous about going up there because you've got to really live up to something. What you need to do is stay in your lane. Focus on your run, on what you're doing, and sometimes taking a step away from the contest area will help you do that. Take some deep breaths, calm yourself down. I tend to use something called tapping, which is an EFT technique that a lot of people talk about in competitions, which just helps to calm me down and de-stress me. I'm going to go backstage somewhere quiet behind the contest area. I'm going to go into my head, I'm going to wind down, breathe, good deep breaths into the stomach, and I'm going to go through my run in my head, and I'm going to go through how I want it to look. I'm not going to think about mistakes, I'm not going to think about the bad things that could happen. I'm going to think about a perfect run in my head, okay? Whether it comes out like that or not, it doesn't matter, but it gets me into that good positive mindset for competing, okay? Another thing that can be done to reduce stress and to get you feeling better before a contest is something called anchoring. I'm not going to go into that in this video. It's a little bit more technical, but you should look it up because it's a good thing to do. To answer the second part of your question, Mike, do you start with easy stuff or go ham ASAP? It's sometimes better to start with easier tricks. The reason for that is you're more likely to land them, and that's going to make you feel better straight out of the gate. Okay, so if you've got some basic tricks to start off with to get warmed up and you know you're going to hit them perfectly, that is going to make you feel good and you're going to feel better about your run. You're going to go into it much more confidently. If you choose your hardest tricks and chuck them in first, if you miss one, like your first trick in your run, if you miss it, you're going to feel like crap. So try and work in with easier or more consistent tricks first and then build it up throughout your run. Sweet, right, I hope that has helped. If you have any other questions about competing, please get in touch. I'll do my best to help you. It's something that I really struggled with for a long time, but I've put a lot of work in to make it better. So I'm really keen to share some tips and techniques with you if you need them. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see some of you at the roundup. I'll see some of you at Euro Freestyle. Keep skating, enjoy yourself, and we'll catch up soon. Cheers. Bye.